You traitor! We saw you with the rival team! You sold us out!
The Phoenix's locker room turned to ice. Every teammate stared at Riku, the weight of Shin's accusation pressing down like a blade.
Don't even try to deny it. We have photos of you meeting with Daichi. Explain that.
I can explain. Just give me a chance to tell my side.
A chance? You've been sneaking around behind our backs. There's no excuse.
I went undercover. Everything you saw was part of the mission. I've been gathering evidence against their sabotage ring, the tampered gear, the stolen plays. This was the only way to stop them.
A stunned silence fell over the room. Riku wasn't a traitor. He was fighting a war they hadn't even known existed.
It's true. I've been helping him. We couldn't tell anyone. Not even you, Shin. One leak could have gotten him hurt.
I have proof. Recordings. Documents. But first, you need to see why I had to do it. Let me show you what happened 1 week ago.
1 week earlier, the Phoenix's season was collapsing. Equipment failures and leaked strategies had turned practice into a minefield. A hydraulic resistance machine snapped mid-drill. The cable whipped back and slammed Shin to the floor, his shoulder taking the brunt.
That's the third one this week. My shoulder's wrecked, and we're supposed to just shrug it off?
The League has issued a warning. One more safety incident, and we face suspension. We must find the source of these accidents immediately.
Riku examined the machine after the others left. The cable wasn't frayed. It was sliced clean through. A deliberate act.
This cut is precise. Someone is methodically taking us apart.
Riku, the dragons haven't said a word about our last win. Daichi hates losing. He'd do anything to get even.
He also never gets caught. Without hard proof, accusing him would only make us look desperate.
Coach Tanaka stood at the locker room entrance, watching Riku's investigation. His face was stone, but he offered no guidance.
I can't sit around waiting for the next disaster. I need a way to prove what Daichi is doing. Something risky.
That evening, Riku pulled Yuki aside on the rooftop overlooking the city. His voice was low, almost a whisper.
I am going to fake a fallout with everyone. Make them think I've turned on the team. Then I'll join the dragons as a double agent.
That's insane. You'd be alone among enemies. What if Daichi discovers you? He's ruthless.
It's the only way to get hard evidence. I need you to feed me internal info. Can you do that?
He's asking me to lie to everyone, to watch him become a villain in their eyes. I'll do it. But promise me you'll come back safely, Riku. Promise me.
The next day, in the locker room, Riku's voice cut through the air like a blade. He accused Shin of negligence and costing them the season.
What did you say? You think I am the problem? Say it again, you coward.
This team is pathetic. I am done being held back by losers. I quit.
As Riku stormed out, Shin's furious roar shook the lockers. Yuki's silent tears went unnoticed by all but him. He was now truly alone. The dragon's training facility loomed like a fortress of black glass and steel. Riku pushed through the doors, his heartbeat a war drum.
Well, the Phoenix's star player, walking into my den. Did you finally realize where true power lies?
I am done being dragged down by weak links. I want a team that matches my ambition. The dragons can give me that.
Pretty words. But loyalty isn't bought with flattery. What proof do you have that you've truly cut ties?
Their playbook relies on a zone defense that collapses on the weak side. Pressure the left wing, and they fall apart.
Interesting. That's the kind of insight a true ally brings. Welcome to the Dragons, Riku, on probation. But remember, I'll be watching every move. One misstep, and you'll wish you'd never left that pathetic flock.
Understood. I am here to win, not to play games. Point me at the target, and I'll deliver.
The dragons eyed him with suspicion, their whispered judgments echoing off the sleek walls. Riku felt their gazes like cold needles.
The cage door just closed behind me. Now I have to find the keys before they decide I am the next one to break.
That night, When the dragon's training room emptied, Riku slipped through the dark corridors to a locked storage closet. Inside, he found a box filled with cut cables, stolen play diagrams, and half-empty vials, a scrapbook of Sabotage.
They've been targeting everyone, not just the Phoenixes. This is a full-scale operation.
I see you have a talent for finding things you shouldn't. But since you are so eager to prove yourself, I have a special job for you. The Eagles are our next opponent. A few drops of this in their water supply, and they'll be too sick to play. Do it, and you are one of us.
The vial was cold and heavy in Riku's palm. Its liquid shimmered under the dim lights, a poison wrapped as a test of faith.
If I refuse, my cover is blown. If I do this, an innocent team pays the price. There is no right choice.
I'll expect results by tomorrow's match. Don't disappoint me, Riku. I'd hate to think you are still soft.
Riku slipped the vial into his pocket. The weight of his mission had never felt so unbearable. Alone on the rooftop, under a bruised sunset, Riku dialed Yuki. The call connected with a crackle of static.
Riku, don't do it. There has to be another way. You'll cross a line you can't come back from.
I know. But if I refuse, Daichi will know I am a spy. The whole mission ends.
Silence stretched between them. Yuki's breath trembled through the speaker, a sound more fragile than words.
I'll dilute it. Just enough to make someone sick, not seriously hurt. It's the only way to keep my cover.
The next day, at the Eagles' gym, Riku stood before a row of water bottles. His hand shook as he poured a single drop into each. During warm-ups, an Eagles player clutched his stomach and collapsed. Medics rushed in, but he was conscious, just violently ill. From the stands, Daichi watched the chaos unfold. His cold smile widened, and he gave Riku a small nod of approval.
He's pleased. I bought time. But at what cost? That player didn't deserve this.
That night, Riku stared at his reflection in a rain-streaked window, unable to recognize the face looking back. The following morning, Daichi summoned Riku to his private office. The air smelled of cologne and cold calculation.
You passed the test. Now you deserve to see the full picture. Come, I'll show you how we'll reshape this league.
A tactical board dominated the room, covered in team logos, arrows, and red crosses. It was a map of orchestrated destruction. Riku slipped his hand into his jacket, thumb finding the record button. Every word from here on would be evidence.
Each opponent will be neutralized before the finals. Equipment failures, food poisoning, nothing traceable. And then we plant forged documents, bribed testimonies. It'll all point back to the Phoenixes. They'll be banned for life.
He's not just sabotaging, he's building a conspiracy that will erase my entire team. This recording is a grenade in my pocket. Why destroy them like this? Just winning isn't enough for you.
Consider it a personal matter. The Phoenixes have a debt they don't even know about. I intend to collect in full.
Riku left the office with his heart hammering. The recorder felt like a live explosive, and Daichi's trust was a blade at his throat. At the Phoenix's locker room, the air crackled with suspicion. A new play had been leaked, and trust was hanging by a thread.
It's someone from inside. First the equipment, now the playbook. Only a few of us knew that strategy.
Coach Tanaka stood by the door, arms crossed, his silence more damning than any accusation. He refused to name a suspect.
Riku had access to everything before he left. He could have copied it all. How do we know he's not behind this?
If only they knew the truth. Riku is risking his life for this team, and they're ready to crucify him.
That evening, Yuki slipped away to the rooftop, her phone pressed to her ear. The sunset held no warmth.
Riku, it's getting worse. Shin is convinced you are the mole. The team is tearing itself apart. He's gathering everyone against you. If you don't come back soon with proof, they'll officially label you a traitor.
I have a recording of Daichi admitting everything. I just need to get it out, undetected. Tell them to hold on a little longer.
But the line went dead. Riku stared at the silent phone. The distance between him and his team never felt so vast. Later that night, Daichi summoned Riku to his office. The dragon emblem on the wall seemed to breathe in the dim light.
Riku, you are quite the actor, aren't you? Playing both sides so convincingly.
Does he know? No, he's testing me. Stay calm.
I've been working on something special. A signed confession from Coach Tanaka himself. Decades of cheating, all detailed here.
He slid a paper across the desk. It bore a flawless counterfeit of Tanaka's signature, confessing to rigged games and bribed officials.
This is fabricated. He's going to frame the coach with this forgery. I have to find the originals.
If the League sees this, the Phoenix's legacy will be ash. But perhaps you already knew about his dirty past?
I had no idea. But if this is true, they deserve everything coming to them.
We'll see if your loyalty holds when the time comes. Don't disappoint me.
Riku's mind raced as he left the office. He had to find the original forged documents before Daichi used them. Every second counted. The next day, Daichi ordered an intra-squad scrimmage. "Show me your edge," he whispered with a serpent's smile.
That forward, number 12. A hard foul on his knee during the drive. Put him out. Prove you are not still soft.
Not again. I'll pull back, just graze him. A foul flag, nothing more.
As number 12 drove the lane, Riku slid in for a soft hip check. But the player's foot caught a wet spot and he twisted violently. Riku's elbow connected with the back of his head. A sickening crack split the air. The player collapsed, completely motionless. Blood pooled beneath his ear. Medics shouted for a stretcher. Time seemed to stop for everyone, except Daichi.
I was trying to avoid this. I was trying. This is my fault. He's not moving.
Beautifully done. That's the killer instinct I've been waiting for. You are finally a true dragon.
Riku couldn't speak. His hands shook uncontrollably. The line he'd sworn never to cross was now a mile behind him.
No more games. Tonight, I find those forgeries and burn this whole operation down, even if it destroys me.
Deep into the night, Riku slipped back into Daichi's office. The motion sensors he'd disabled earlier held silent behind a false panel in the desk. His fingers brushed against a thick file. Not the forgeries, something much older. Yellowed newspaper clippings spilled onto the desk. High school coach framed rival for game-fixing scandal. Read one headline. A torn photograph showed a younger Coach Tanaka shaking hands with officials and a distraught man being led away. Daichi's father. Riku's hands trembled as the pieces clicked together. This wasn't about winning. It was a revenge 3 decades in the making.
Coach Tanaka destroyed Daichi's family. That's why Daichi is so obsessed with destroying the Phoenixes.
Clippings detailed how Tanaka's false testimony banned Daichi's father for life, ruining his career and health.
Daichi isn't just a criminal. He's a son avenging his father. And my coach is the original villain. How do I expose this without destroying my own team? Both sides are drenched in blood.
He stuffed the clippings into his jacket, alongside the earlier recording. The truth was now a double-edged blade. From the rooftop, beneath a sliver of moon, Riku dialed Coach Tanaka's private number. The line clicked open.
Coach, I found the old newspapers. Did you frame Daichi's father? Swear to me the truth.
A long, shuddering sigh filled the speaker. Coach Tanaka's voice, when it came, was hollow as a bell.
Yes. I was young and hungry. I paid a referee to lie. They banned a good man for a crime I orchestrated.
All these years you preached integrity. You built this team on a foundation of lies. How could you?
To atone, I thought, if I could mold honest athletes, it would balance the scales, but it never did. It just bred more venom.
He sounds broken, but his remorse doesn't erase the wreckage. Both coaches are marked by the same poison, Then you'll face the consequences too. I'm going to expose everything. Daichi's ring, your past, no more secrets.
The line went silent. Through the earpiece, Riku heard a faint, ragged sob. Then the call ended.
I hold the keys to 2 cages, but opening both might mean burying the sport we love.
Riku returned to Daichi's office one last time, but the lights blazed on before he could move.
Welcome back, spy. Did you really think I didn't know? I've been 3 steps ahead since you first walked through my door.
He pressed a button, and a tinny speaker crackled. Riku's own voice spilled out, twisted into a confession of premeditated assault and betrayal.
This, along with the footage of your on-court accident, will be broadcast to the league. You and that pathetic coach will be destroyed.
You are insane. That recording is spliced together from fragments. No one will believe your lies.
Riku lunged for the device, but Daichi snapped his fingers. 2 guards erupted from the shadows, pinning Riku's arms behind his back. Cold steel cuffs clicked around Riku's wrists. Daichi leaned in, his whisper a blade against Riku's ear.
Tonight, during the championship, I'll broadcast this on the Jumbotron. The Phoenixes will be erased, and the world will cheer.
They dragged him to a windowless storeroom, cuffed him to an iron pipe. The door slammed, leaving only the drip of water.
I have to get out. The game starts in hours. If I can't move, everyone is done.
Riku's fingers found a loose nail near the pipe. With bleeding fingertips, he worked the handcuff lock until it clicked open.
Free, but every second burns. The guards will check in soon. I have to get out of this building.
He wedged the door open with a rusted bar, then crept down the dim hallway. A guard's shadow passed, but Riku pressed flat against the wall. A high window at the corridor's end. Riku hoisted himself up, glass scraping his jacket, and tumbled out into the night. He landed hard in a narrow alley, rain soaking through his clothes. The cold jolted his senses back to full alert.
Riku, over here. Get in.
Daichi captured me. He's airing a fake confession at the championship. We have to stop the broadcast.
Yuki floored the accelerator, tires screeching on wet asphalt. The city blurred past them, a race against a televised execution.
Half time is in 35 minutes. If we don't make it, the team, the coach, everything crumbles.
The car shot through the neon-lit streets, its destination the championship stadium, its cargo a desperate truth that could still turn the tide. The car screeched to a halt behind the darkened Dragon's facility. Riku knew the back entrance better than anyone.
Daichi keeps a secret locker here with the unedited recordings. The real evidence is inside. We have maybe 10 minutes.
They reached a reinforced door with a biometric panel. A cold blue light scanned for a fingerprint.
Stand back. I can spoof the override with Daichi's old access code. Just give me 60 seconds.
Lines of code scrolled rapidly. A soft beep, then a hydraulic hiss. The lock disengaged. Inside, a single safe sat under a red beam. Riku pried it open. A black hard drive and a folder labeled Phoenix Endgame.
Got it. Original audio of his orders, plus the forged documents. This can blow his whole scheme apart.
A piercing alarm shattered the silence. Red lights strobed through the corridors. Daichi's security had been tripped. Riku grabbed Yuki's hand, and they bolted. Heavy footsteps echoed behind them, guards closing in. They burst into the car, tires screaming as they sped away. The drive clutched in Riku's hand held the only chance to stop the broadcast. Yuki swerved through the neon-lit streets. A black SUV with dragon insignia roared into the rearview mirror, closing fast from above. The 2 cars wove through traffic like predators. The SUV's headlights filled Riku's window.
Hold them off. I am calling Shin. If he doesn't stall the halftime ceremony, Daichi's broadcast goes live.
Riku, I am in the middle of warm-ups. Where have you been? The team is falling apart.
Listen, I was undercover. Daichi is about to air a fake confession on the Jumbotron. I have the real evidence. I just need 5 minutes.
He's either the biggest liar or the only hope we have left. After everything, do I trust him? Fine. I'll fake an equipment malfunction. Give you 4 minutes. If you are not here by then, don't bother coming back.
Thank you, Shin. I won't let you down. Yuki, step on it.
The car screeched into the stadium's underground lot, the SUV just a block behind. Flashing lights of the championship flickered above. Riku and Yuki burst into the service corridor. The roar of the crowd above was deafening. Shin had begun his stall. They rounded the corner into the backstage chaos. Cables and curtains hung like a maze. Daichi's silhouette stood at the far end, phone pressed to his ear.
You just don't know when to quit, do you? Guards are 10 seconds behind you. Give me that drive.
Yuki, get to the booth. I'll hold him off.
No, Riku. He won't get past me. Daichi, your father would be ashamed of what you've become.
Don't you dare speak of my father. You know nothing.
She's bought me a window. I have to get to the broadcast console. Just a dozen more meters.
Riku slammed into the broadcast booth. No time to think. He jammed the hard drive into the console's port. The monitors flickered. A loading bar surged across the screen as the system recognized the drive. Daichi hurled Yuki aside and stormed toward the booth. His fist smashed against the reinforced glass, but it held on the Jumbotron. The halftime entertainment froze. A file icon appeared, seconds from opening. The crowd murmured in confusion. The Jumbotron screen ignited with a timeline of Sabotage. Daichi's recorded voice cut through the speakers, cold and precise. I want their season destroyed. Cut the cables, steal their plays, poison their water. The words hung in the air like a verdict. Shaky video followed. Riku in a dragon's jacket, planting a hidden camera. Captions appeared. Phoenix Undercover operation, evidence collection.
Riku. He was really one of us the whole time, and I called him a traitor.
More audio played. Daichi ordering bribes, forging documents, plotting to frame the Phoenixes. The full blueprint of revenge.
No. Cut the power. That footage is spliced. They're lying. Shut it down or I'll destroy you all.
The crowd erupted. Boos and gasps mixed as phones shot up to record the Jumbotron's damning display. His empire crumbled in public.
It's over, Daichi. The whole world just saw the real you. Truth always resurfaces.
2 security officers pinned Daichi's arms behind his back. He thrashed, screaming obscenities, his icy composure shattered. On the Jumbotron, the dragon emblem cracked and fell apart. A final line appeared. Sabotage ring exposed. The Jumbotron did not fade. Riku had cued a second file, old newspaper photos. Coach Tanaka framed rival. The headline screamed. A grainy photo showed a young Tanaka shaking hands with officials, while another man, Daichi's father, was led away in shame. The file played a recorded confession, Tanaka's voice hollow. I framed an innocent man. I destroyed a family for my own ambition.
There is no excuse. I let this poison spread. Daichi's rage. It was born from my sin.
Coach Tanaka stepped onto the court, sank to his knees and bowed until his forehead touched the hardwood.
To everyone I betrayed, especially Daichi Sato, I am sorry. I accept whatever punishment the League decides.
A bow means nothing. You stole everything from my father. I won't forgive you. I won't forgive any of you.
Both sides bled from old wounds. Exposing the truth won't heal them instantly, but at least the lies are over.
A stunned silence filled the arena. Then, slowly, a few people began to clap. Not for victory, but for the courage of confession. Daichi was dragged toward the exit. But his glare burned into Riku, a promise that this was not the end. But Daichi was not done. With a guttural scream, he tore free from the guards, and seized a metal bat from a stack of gear.
You. This is all because of you. My father lost everything because of your coach, and now you steal my revenge.
Daichi, stop. Your anger is justified. But this isn't justice, it's just more pain. Put the bat down.
Justice. He was never punished. I was just finishing what the system failed to do. You are all the same, protecting the guilty.
Before Riku could respond, 3 security officers slammed into Daichi from behind, wrestling the bat from his grip and pinning him face first to the cold floor.
This isn't over. I will come back for all of you. Mark my words.
The van doors slammed shut, muffling his shouts. The sound echoed through the silent corridor like a distant storm.
He's still drowning in his father's shadow. Even exposed, he can't let go. But maybe one day...
Yuki and Shin joined Riku's side, their faces a mixture of relief and exhaustion. The championship title suddenly felt secondary.
We start fresh tomorrow. No more secrets, no more revenge. Just a clean game.
The next morning, the Phoenix's locker room was bathed in gentle sunlight. The weight of secrets had lifted, but the atmosphere remained fragile, like an unset bone.
Riku, I accused you without listening. You almost died proving your loyalty. I was blind.
I chose to be the villain to protect the team. That was my burden. I don't hold it against you.
Shin extended his hand, but then pulled Riku into a rough, clumsy hug. It was more apology than any words could carry.
I have an announcement, Riku. Please come here. As of today, I resign as coach. The league will decide my punishment, but you will lead this team. You are the new captain.
He slipped the Crimson Captain's band onto Riku's arm. It was a simple act, yet it felt like a torch passing through fire. Later, after the others left, Riku and Yuki walked toward the stadium exit, the long shadows of evening stretching before them.
It's a long road ahead, but I think we're finally walking it together.
Riku paused at the door, glancing back. The Phoenix banner hung, a bit tattered, but still flying. In the distance, the faint sound of a police siren wailed, a reminder that shadows still lurked. The next morning, Riku stood alone on the championship court. The first rays of sun painted the empty stands gold.
We broke the Sabotage ring, but the cycle of revenge started long before us. Can it really end here?
Meanwhile, in a cold holding cell, Daichi Sato sat under a single bulb. His icy eyes gleamed in the half-dark.
They think they've won, but my father's ghost still walks. My revenge is merely sleeping.
Riku turned toward the blazing horizon. The future was uncertain, but he would face it with open eyes.
I'll carry the weight of all our scars. No more hiding, no more hatred. Just the game and the truth.
The phoenix on his chest caught the light, as if catching fire. In his cell, Daichi pressed his palm against the wall, a faint smile never leaving his lips.
Sleep well, Riku. I'll be seeing you.
The scoreboard read 0. A new game was about to begin.